Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 22 of the Efficiency Equation podcast. And today we're doing something different because rather than having me ask Konstantin about all things manufacturing and AI and the UNS namespace, what we're having for you today is an interview which took place at the ProveIt 2025 conference. And this is the conference where Yucadine unveiled the UNS chatbot, which is something we've been teasing you about and hinting at all along the way. So I'm excited to bring this interview to you with Konstantin from ProveIt 2025. Enjoy.
Hey everyone, welcome. We're here at the ProveIt conference and we're at Yucadine's booth. I'm here with Konstantin Paradizov.
Yes.
All right, did I mess that up too much or no?
Paradizov.
And they're a system integrator. They're an Industry 4 system integrator. They've been a part of our community, so it's awesome to have them here as a sponsor. So being a system integrator, they help manufacturers solve problems. So for Konstantin, for your ProveIt session, what problem did you help this manufacturer for the virtual factory solve?
So one of the big problems that we've observed is the reluctance to train in new systems at the operator level, and it kind of spans at the middle management level as well. And what we noticed is that when you provide any kind of advanced training materials, it all doesn't matter. Whether you have very advanced classes or whether you have nice training videos, people just generally don't like going through that. And so a lot of manufacturers that we saw deal with that issue. And we thought, okay, how about we give them a way to get better at what they do on the job without the burden of having to sit through a class. Honestly, I've had quite a few people that I had to train that were like rolling their eyes because this was this technical stuff that they couldn't wait to be over with. And so the problem of operator training is something that is very significant, and we're helping that with our solution here at ProveIt.
So yeah, that's the problem. And how did you solve that problem? Like, walk us through the solution.
So what we figured out with the feedback of the operators is that you can actually come to their workplace. That was, by the way, something they requested for many years, saying, we don't want to go to a classroom. We want to go to where we do our work, and we want to be disrupted as little as possible. So with this idea of the chatbot, we are bringing the knowledge right to the fingertips of the operator at their workplace, and we're giving them the information that they could access very quickly that they couldn't have had access to before. So we already had the focus groups and showed our stuff a while ago, and we got the feedback from them on things they liked and things they wanted to throw in as ideas. So this is not something we just thought of. What we have here is grounded in feedback from real operators.
Yeah, okay. And so you've developed this, you've really almost developed a product, and do you just use that for your own customers? Are you also licensing that out? Like, how are you deploying this solution?
So this is basically the first reveal right now.
Okay.
And yes, the idea is to be able to give it to other engineers to work with so that they could tweak it. And there is a workflow configuration built in, so a lot of stuff that they could tweak, and you can configure it to different endpoints and do things like that. But the idea is that we would give it to the manufacturer for a very low fee, so we're not making money on this.
Okay.
But this is our way to get into the door and to start the conversation.
Pun intended.
Yes. And so we thought maybe these manufacturers have their own engineers that are good enough that they can tinker with it, and we can assist them and just give them enough information so they can hit the ground running. And in that case, they're going to work on it. maybe there are going to be some people in the Industry 4.0 community that are interested that will train. And in those manufacturers' cases where they want hand-holding, which we've done for over the last 10 years, we will give them our consulting hours. And in this, anticipating that you're going to ask about the cost, we actually thought it through to the point where we give discounts to smaller manufacturers to help the smaller guys. We're not going to make money with them or not make as much money, but we want them to have the technology.
All right, yeah, so let's say, I'm sold, I want to run my factory by talking to it. How do I, how much would it cost? And labor and licensing for your typical customer.
So there is a couple of things here. So let me give you the easy part first. So our piece of it,
yes,
$5,000 annually. So it's very easy for manufacturers, but it's not free because we want them to show that they're serious about it.
All right.
And then from there, we actually have a slide on it. We can talk about optional production support.
Okay.
And it starts low for something very basic. And if you want hand-holding 24/7, which we're masters at, I think 24/7 support, where we take calls at night, is going to be around 20 grand.
Okay.
But that's optional, again.
Got
so
it.
if they have their own people who can take care of it, that's fine. But
for this customer, for the virtual factory, in terms of integration time to get the solution deployed, roughly number of hours and
so
a rough range of...
Yes. So what we are saying is when the people want to get this going, we're starting anywhere from 5 weeks to 16 weeks. We calculated that that's about 3 iterations.
Okay.
And in those 3 iterations, we can go through their wish list. If it's something basic, it's shorter, but it's all really rooted in how quickly we can get answers from the new customer. Because we normally see that some documents come quickly and some take forever. So that's why there is a range. But there's another component that has to do with the technology stack, where there may be fees
for
associated with the other software, yes. And that's where I can tell you what we're actually hooking up to.
Okay. All right. And so taking a step back, being a system integrator, who is your ideal client and why do they choose to work with Eucadine?
So we are targeting small to mid-size manufacturers. We have the current base in the mid-size segment. And what we've noticed why they prefer to work with us is the attitude towards focusing on the pain points. So we're not there to push any kind of solution to anybody. We're there to talk about what's not working and what you want to improve.
Okay.
And we've had a good reputation over the years with the customers that allowed us actually to win contracts over the big names. One of the crazy things that we do is that only the most senior people in the company take the phone calls at night.
Oh, okay.
So yes, we get to lose our sleep, but there is a benefit to the customer because when that happens, if somebody calls at 2 a.m., they get their problem resolved by the most knowledgeable people. So usually, even though the SLA says 12 hours to 24 hours, we solve it in less than 1 hour.
Okay.
So their people can sleep well at night knowing that they call us if the operators have an issue. We walk them through what they need to do.
So if you're looking for an integrator that picks up the phone, if you're running a mission critical application and something goes down at midnight and you need your integrator to answer the phone to help you get it back online, that's the client that would choose to work with you.
Yes. Yes. So we work with 24/7 production facilities, 24/5 also. So there are people working night shifts. And part of why we have this solution was the feedback from those guys. So we learned that very frequently the night shift operators are the less skilled operators. So when they get the new guys, the new guy gets stuck with a night shift. And so the beauty of us picking up the phone at night is that we learn what they're calling about. They don't call that frequently. We made sure we take care of the bugs. But when they do call, so there was a call from a lady that said, I just got here. I don't know what button to push. So that tells us immediately that she has the lowest amount of training that you could imagine. We walked her through it, but then with this, we thought, okay, if there's a shift changeover and there's a brand new operator, you know, what could we do to help them out? And they can ask the question from our solution, what do I do next?
Yeah.
This tracks all of the execution, and it can tell you your next step is X.
Awesome. I can really tell you care about the customer and solving their problems. So I appreciate that. We're here at the ProveIt conference, Konstantin. What are you looking forward to the most being here at the conference?
I actually love connecting with people here. Whether it's the end users or the integrators, the more we get to talk about the solutions, the more we learn about what to do to make it even better. Because we see what questions people ask.
Yeah.
We know what they care about. And I love the down-to-earth atmosphere and the community feel of this, that you can just go over to the other guys whose product we integrated with and talk about it. This is awesome because we've integrated a bunch of things and we've made new friends here,
Awesome,
so
man.
I love it.
Thank you. And last but not least, do you have any comments, questions, call to actions for the audience?
Yeah, so for all the plant managers out there, I want to tell you that it all starts with a mindset change. When you think about where do I begin with all of this, you got to begin by being honest with yourself about what's not working right now, what's not working for you at your workplace. And we see a lot of times that people don't like to be graded when they get OEE scores and they try to do whatever they can to make them look higher and better. But think about it this way. You shouldn't care about what the OEE number is. You should care about how much it improved. So start by admitting the problem that you have. That's the first step to solving it. And then guys like us, there's plenty of good guys here, will help you walk through it and address the pain points one by one. And sometimes what we've learned over the years is as we talk to the customers, we can just say what makes sense to do. You don't need software for it.
Yeah.
And so if we're ever in a room and there is that opportunity, we'll tell you what you need to know. But we'll map out the existing process, your vision for what you want it to be, and then talk about how we can get there with a no-nonsense attitude and get the technology for you. And we got the chatbot that will let your people get the most value even when they're not talking to it. So that would be the reason, yes, that's the reason for you to find out how exactly it works. And you can find out on YouTube and on LinkedIn, because this thing continues to create value even when nobody opens it. There are AI agents inside working for you nonstop.
Awesome. Konstantin, we'll have the contact information if you want to reach out to Konstantin, book a call, and work with Eucadine. We'll have that information down below. Do you have any questions, comments? Leave them down in the comments below. And thank you, Konstantin.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you. That's a wrap.